Hi Leos, I hope you are all enjoying your summer, enjoying Cancer season 2019, as the Chariot card falls out for you, in fact. I hope that you all are and have been enjoying July 2019. Leos, I truly missed doing a reading for you in June. And so I want to do two readings for you today. These two readings, a general and then a reading more specifically catering to your love life. They are for anyone who identifies as Leo at this time, mid-July 2019. And they will be speaking very much to, I'm sure, the energy of Eclipse season 2019, and in particular, the full moon partial lunar eclipse that we had in Capricorn just a few days ago. And it looks like this energy is treating you well so far, Leos. I do want to say to you that when I say that it's for anyone who identifies as Leo, of course I mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or any other placement. Maybe you found the reading synchronistically for some other reason, the title or happen chance. There still may be a message for you here, or perhaps you are cross-watching for a Leo. That's always fine here as well, as long as we always keep in mind that we always have to bring our own discernment to the table, right? So I think that's everything I wanted to spit out before I got started. So we are working on your general first. I'm allowing your general to fall out right now, Leos. We've got the Six of Earth, the Chariot card, which I showed you, your crowning thoughts. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is an slightly abbreviated Celtic cross that I'm pulling for our mid-month readings. The root of the situation is the Page of Fire. In your recent past, you have the Hierophant. And we're moving forward from there now. So it seems the second half of July 2019 for you Leos, the message here in the general is revolving around an equal give and take, an equal energy exchange between you and someone else. Perhaps your ability, perhaps specifically an equal energy exchange in your ability to give to others, your ability to even show charitable generosity to those in need of your time, of your money, of your services. So any type of energy exchange, right? Perhaps with a Cancer specifically for some of you, Leos. Others of you may have been interacting with a Taurian energy recently, I'd say throughout the beginning of the month. We also have Aquarius energy on the table. The Star card has come out for your near future position. And the Moon card reversed. So 4 major arcanas here right in a row. Now Leos, I do plan to let you take a look at this reading with me. So let me just get a handle on it. You do have the World card on the bottom of the deck. Let me just sit with it for just a minute, and then I will angle the camera down and let you take a look at the cards with me. So here is that energy of an equal give and take that we were talking about. The Six of Pentacles, charity, an equal give and take, an understanding of empathy for self and others sometimes. I think Leos at this time, in the second half of July 2019, I think you know who to give your energy to, and only to those who have an equal exchange and give and take with you. Some of you may have a significant business opportunity, with the Ace of Pentacles being what's on your mind when your ego is quiet. This is an earthly opportunity. I'm feeling that, Leos, you are nurturing an earthly opportunity by only giving your energy, again, time, money, resources, services, to those who deserve it, those who will give you an equal exchange of energy. And if you're not dealing with a Cancer, if you're not interacting closely with a Cancer in those matters, it looks like you are moving full speed ahead, allowing nothing to stop you, moving with confident, youthful energy throughout these couple of weeks, in regards to this earthly opportunity that you're nurturing. You have a goal in mind. You have a goal in mind, and you're not allowing anything to stop you from getting there. It looks, Leos, like you have been working on a passion project. Since this Page of Wands is showing up in the root of the situation, it looks like you have been working on a passion project, but you've recently decided to make a deeper commitment to that passion project. An art that you love to do, or a second job that was more so what made you feel like you were on a purposeful path and was more what you really wanted to do. It looks like you've made a deeper commitment. You are able to commit more of yourself to the project, more time to the project, or you're learning new skills, new routines that can help that passion project, and a lot of you are turning it into coin, into money, into a business, into something that is more than just a project for you, but something you can share with others. And as I said, you know who to share it with, so that you actually see return. There's that equal give and take. Beautiful. That's so exciting. I could tell from all of the upright cards, these beautiful upright cards and major arcanas. I could see passion and vigor and confidence and positive forward movement, the energy of new opportunities, new beginnings, faith and ritual, all on the table immediately. And I just knew that this lunar eclipse, this partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn, that energy, and just the energy in general, even though we have so many retrogrades, I could just tell immediately how well it's treating you, which is so beautiful to see, Leos. I have been getting messages for months and months and months for Leos that have been having a hard time, and it looks like we have finally, in the last couple months, you have transitioned out of that. And the divine sees that you are watering and nurturing fruitful seeds, that you are willing to commit time, energy, your mind to studying about this thing, even that you're passionate about, that you are using your discernment. Where should I give my energy to? What projects, what people will give back to me at this time? Who should I share this idea with? Or who should I share this momentum with? Maybe even some of you are seeing yourself reaping the rewards already, and you're using your discernment about who to share those rewards with. The divine sees this, and it looks like in the near future that they are gifting you, they are blessing you, they are blessing this path, this project. They are granting a wish in the near future. So if you've only seen the rewards sort of trickling in so far, Leos, It's right around the corner, I'd say, by the end of the month, by the end of July 2019. Of course, time being fluid, that may flow into August for a lot of you. This may flow throughout your season for a lot of you, since it's so late in the month before I'm able to get these out to you. And with the World card on the bottom of the deck, this entire reading is about you reaching a place where you know you can manifest anything you want. You're ready to learn again, to begin again, to try brand new things, having accomplished the completion of a major cycle and the realization of how to manifest whatever you want, thus confirming that you can. It's a major breakthrough for you. So for some of you, that major breakthrough can also mean that some things at the completion of this cycle, some people, some energies may have to fall out of and away from your life, Leos, possibly, and not for everyone. Above all else, I feel the energy of the Tower card here as being a breakthrough, a bolt of lightning, realizing that your faith and belief in yourself, in your passions, in your project, and your dedication to committing your time there, because you believe if you do, you will see rewards. You've realized that is the secret to manifestation, or you've realized a trick to put that into action. Perhaps you had a hold of the knowledge, but it can be sort of like knowing the choreographed moves to a dance. Sometimes we can see that dance, we can see that choreography, we know what our body is supposed to do, but we have trouble getting our body to move that way. And in this case, it would probably be getting your habits and or your emotions and even your mental habits to move a certain way, even though you knew what you needed to do. And I think that's what we see. I think we see that knowledge, and then this dedication and this confidence all coming in culmination to grant you your wish, to grant you rejuvenation of sorts for a lot of you. If you have been in a period of long-term healing, which that is what life is. We are all on a journey of lifelong healing, of course. But with the Star card here, some of you are going to be paying attention to your astrology in the near future. That might have something to do with what the project that you're so passionate about is. I'm going to draw one advice card for you for this general reading too. So let me flip this around. Sit with it another minute, flip it around, angle the camera for you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more together. So what I see coming through above all else for the Star card, and maybe some of you will be studying your astrology in the near future, that is brilliant, and I mean that genuinely, brilliant and beautiful if that has to do with your passion project here. But what I see coming through is that this is a gift from the spirit of nature, is what it comes through for me more and more for the Star card here, which is the same as you gifting it to yourself, right? Giving the gift of rejuvenation and hope to yourself through dedication to what you are passionate about. You know, first you had the passionate inspiration, the energy behind that project. It turned into faith and routine for that project, which has evolved into knowing who's good for that project, which means knowing who's good for you. And then that passionate energy turned into this confident force that literally cannot be stopped with the Chariot card here, and all culminating into this faith in yourself, which when you have that, when you find that, when you reach that energy of really being able to grant your own wishes because you have hope again, you have faith in you again, right? Not just the routine, not just the project, but you realize this was all me. I created this. I made this happen for myself. Then the divine meets you halfway, and they bless the project, and they bless you and your energy moving forward. And that's what I see here, the spirit of nature meeting you halfway and adding, you know, sprinkling the fairy dust onto, you know, as Aquarian energy often does, onto what you're working on, onto the path that you're confidently moving down. I mean, nothing is stopping you moving down that path anyway, right? And so I think where that is leading us directly to this moon card in reverse here is a sense of disillusionment, being disillusioned about the limits you used to think you had, about the any sadness, any sense of defeat, doubt, worry, feeling lost or anxious or insecure, any of that energy that you were carrying with you. I think you're just going to be disillusioned, and maybe not just about your own energy, but maybe, since the Tower card showed up, like I said, for some of you, being disillusioned about some other energies that were around you that won't be able to stay around you now, since you've sort of leveled up, reached this new level of existence and being. It's more than an earthly opportunity for you, Leos. It is an opportunity for emotional happiness, for true happiness, true authentic happiness, eventually following this path. And I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't know. I think you know that, and that's why you're willing to allow any energies that need to fall out of your life you're willing to release them, to let that go. And in that disillusionment, as I said, this whole entire reading is about you really deserving to celebrate the level that you have graduated to now, Leos. You feel like the world is your oyster, the world is your playground. What can't you manifest, right? What can't you bring into reality here is now the question, instead of why can't I bring X, Y, Z into reality. You're disillusioned from that attitude. You can see how it was people around you, or just the conditioning of your family in general, your society, your culture in general, that made you feel less than, that made you feel like you were incapable of these things. And yeah, you're moving ahead full speed again. Completely disillusioned about any defeatist type of attitude that was previously holding you back. And maybe it was, since I got messages for months for Leos who were having such a difficult time, maybe it was someone that you continued to carry with you. Perhaps for some of you, a Piscean energy that cannot remain, that cannot stay. Yeah, that's definitely for some. Now, I'm not going to say for all, but I'm getting a lot of physical confirmation about that. There may be a Piscean energy and or a motherly type of energy that can't remain in your circle or on top of you, so to speak, as often anymore, because you are seeing how it was that energy that was keeping you from this confidence, keeping you from this progress, keeping you from these routines, even rituals that are now so important to you and the work that you're doing. It makes perfect sense, since it's all revolving around this first center card of, as I said, knowing who to give your energy to, having empathy for others, but also having empathy for yourself. And so knowing you can only really give your energy, your time, your services, your money to those people who will make you feel an equal energy exchange, right? Beautiful, beautiful, Leos. Honestly, I'm almost jealous. I'm almost a little jealous, because it's so beautiful, Leos. But we will stop there with your general reading. It doesn't look like you need too much assistance with that. Congratulations. Congratulations are in order when I see that World card there. You deserve to and need to celebrate at this time. And it may be somewhat for some of you, again, it may be a little uncomfortable or seem unnatural, or be something that's easy for you to bypass and sort of glaze over, the celebration aspect of having reached this completion of a cycle, because some of you are having to cut certain people or energies out of your life as you realize that what was built for you before is not for you any longer, and can't be as you move forward as quickly and confidently as the Chariot would suggest, right? And so that almost seems like a loss or a time of mourning, but mark my words, this transition, this forward movement, this completion, saying goodbye to that defeatist attitude, leads to your prosperity, leads to your wealth and your health, and it does deserve to be celebrated. You and your work and the forward movement that you've made thus far, Leos, it does deserve for you to take a break and to celebrate. So let me angle this camera back up to me, and we will skip over to a love reading for you. Okay, Leo's love lives. Leos, I am going to use the SpirtSong Tarot deck. Not yet. I'm going to use the Paulina Cassidy's SpirtSong Tarot deck. You've got the King of Pentacles showing on the bottom as I say that to you, and that makes sense with your general reading if you tuned in for the general reading as well. That seems to be the space you're in. If you don't feel that you are master of your finances now, whoo, that's why I said I'm almost jealous of that general reading. That is the space you are moving into. It's lovely. I have cold chills all over. Ah, the moon card shows for us again. The owl in this deck, marked with the keywords imagination and perception. First card out in your love reading. If you're interested in this deck, or the Radiant Rider-Waite that I used in the first reading, or any of the decks that I use in Lunartics Tarot readings, just scroll down to the description box below. You can check out all of the decks I use there. Seven of Fire, crossing that moon card. So some of you, as I said in the general, are closely interacting with a Piscean at this time, or you have some significant Pisces energy in your own chart. Maybe it's your moon sign, your Venus sign, and so it's showing up here as what's ruling you in terms of your love life. And I did say in the general, you may be checking into your astrology soon. So if your love life is very much on your mind at this time, you may want to look into that. If Pisces or now Libra has shown up as well, represents either your moon, your emotions, or your Venus sign, or maybe your Mars sign for masculines, then you may want to look into how that energy is affecting you currently. And in fact, I want to look into it a little bit. I'm going to put the today's planets placements in front of me before I finish dealing this. So as it has been, Neptune is still in Pisces. We don't have anything in Libra currently. That I did know already, actually. I'm just so amateur at astrology still. I can only hope to master that more and more as I make time for it. At this point, I'm just sort of hoping that my mind starts to open up to it. I mean, my mind's totally accepting of it, but I mean open up to how to how to organize it all, right? How to keep a hold of it all. That's why I said, if that does have something to do with your passion project, Leos, I truly mean you're brilliant. You're brilliant, because the more I learn about astrology, it's just like life, you know. The more I learn about it, the more I know I don't know, and it's so multifaceted, and it's fascinating. It is, but it takes a brave, bold, very intelligent mind to even attempt to master that subject, let alone to actually master it. So if that has something to do with your passion project, again, I'm a little jealous. I think it's completely brilliant. And honestly, I have to say right now, Leos, I feel so good. Tingling all over. This is the exact opposite of the readings that I had done for you in the months since October of last year, all the way up through into spring of this year. I could feel the weight, I could feel the heaviness. I can almost conjure it up right now thinking about it, and I'm so happy for you that has lifted. For those of you who have actually experienced that journey as I've been telling it, I could not be happier for you to see this. Not just a reprieve, the healing I think has been happening, but now this brilliant success thereafter. So that said, though, let's find out more about the love life situation. With the moon card there, It does suggest that all is not what it seems in terms of your love life. But the moon card does always remind me of the phrase that there is divinity in the distortion. And I'm called to say that what it seems to point to here for me so far is that with any relationship, and I do think we're talking specifically romantic in this reading, but it could be love of any kind. It could be love of any kind. But with any relationship, even a soulmate-like relationship, which is now on the table for us too, all things are not going to be clear about the other person, about the way that you jive together. You may vibe well together in 9 out of 10 situations, but there's one person or place or activity that the two of you could be around together, and suddenly you learn something new about the other one, and it's you don't vibe well in that situation or around that person or in that topic of conversation. And it just has to do with needing to learn things about one another, because I do see a soulmate energy on the table here. The King of Crystals has popped out for us again, and it is in your near future position. And I just said that about the general reading. If you're not already in that master of your material realm energy, if you're not already feeling like a master of your finances and your physical reality, that's exactly what you're headed towards. That's exactly what feels so exciting to me. And the Chariot card shows up for us again as we end Cancer season and move very swiftly and confidently towards your birthday season, Leos. Happy birthday, I should have already said, to those of you who do have birthdays at the end of July. I'm just a little behind with that, I feel. So you have the Moon card, like as I said, Pisces energy, feminine, emotional energy, crossed with determination and stamina here. It's the Seven of Fire, Seven of Acorns in this deck, and it's noted as determination and stamina. What you know at this time, Leos, when your ego is quiet, in your crowning thoughts, your higher mind, is, I think, the truth of the situation, and if nothing else, the fact that you need to allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. So for some of you, because all is not what it seems, and the precise and impartial truth needs to cut away the untrue, some of you, in regards to the first reading, this person, this love interest, is what you will be shedding. And I do think some of you it's a Piscean energy that you're interacting with. Some of you it's a Libra energy with the Justice card. Some of you are closely interacting with a Cancer in terms of your love life at this time. You are showing, as I said, as I noted on this card, determination, stamina, discipline, and determination is noted again on the Chariot card, which is blanketing the reading and summing up what all of this is about for you. And I said I was going to draw an advice card at the end of your general, so we will do that next. At the end of the love reading, I'll draw 2 advice cards, one for your general reading and one for your love reading. So good for those of you who stuck around for both. I'm seeing multiple different messages here, and I'm just trying to decide which one to expand on first for you, Leos. Let me let you look at this with me as I do, and then I promise advice cards. Okay. I know these cards aren't the easiest for you to see. I was really drawn to them, Leos. I hardly ever pull but one card from these from the SpirtSong Tarot, just because of how they do on camera. So I know this isn't great, but I just felt drawn to it for your reading. And the transformation card, transition, transformation card here really wanted to show for us as well. So I've put that out for you. Mainly what I see coming through is that some of you, in terms of your love life, the message that wants to come through in this particular reading anyway, Leos, is that, you know, you've lost hope and been in a period of readjustment for some time. Lost hope in finding a partner, or more specifically what I'm feeling coming through is lost hope in a particular partner, love interest, but maybe in finding them, yes. And it's been a slow readjustment process. It's been a slow build to finding that hope again, as we saw you finding in the near future in the general reading, right? And then in the recent past, probably due to the Mercury retrograde energy, right? We've got some sentimentality and the joy that comes with sentimental memories. We've got some nostalgia here, perhaps a soulmate actually resurfacing, or someone who at least felt like a soulmate type of energy, a divine partnership type of energy may have actually resurfaced, or for some of you were just thinking about this person recently. But all is not what it seems, okay? So that person isn't really back for good, or those memories are just that. They're memories of who you thought they were, but they weren't really that person, or they're not that person anymore. Or, you know, you two just don't have the same connection that you used to have. Maybe it's nothing about someone hiding from you. It could be, but simply the truth hiding from you, because when we're stuck in the past and focused on those memories, we're not really grounded in the present and present reality, right? And I think that even though these memories tried to draw you into the past, and maybe actually an ex actually resurfacing could have tried to draw you into the past, Leo, I think the determination and the stamina that we see crossing you here is actually your determination and stamina toward this picture of mastering your financial, material, physical realm. And we know that that's exactly what you're doing, in the process of doing and heading toward, at least from the general. But that means more than just securing your bank account, doesn't it? It means securing your family's home, or at least working toward a place where you could have a family and afford a family home if you're still working toward those goals in life. Others of you were talking about maintaining and securing the one you have. So in terms of your love life, of course, that means only inviting in energies that support that picture, that structure, that stability, right? You know, this is wealth and riches and mastery, and you would only invite energies into that type of life, that type of environment that stood very little risk or chance of screwing it up, right? You know, once you've reached that level of mastery, you're not going to just compromise your home, your family, or even your own personal safety and security and income and well-being for just anybody. Now, especially during Mercury retrograde, I can never say that, especially during Mercury retrograde, maybe because I'm always trying to say it during Mercury retrograde. Oops, sorry about the shaking. But especially during Mercury retrograde, and anytime a soulmate type of or divine partnership type of energy surfaces here, as we see pictured here, right? That can be tempting to allow that energy back in. But again, we want to keep in mind the main message here is that you are going through a transformation. This is the Death card, releasing things that probably in the root of the situation you lost hope in, real hope in, long ago, right? And all is not what it seems. You may be imagining that this person is who they once were, that the connection is what it once was, because it looks like in those memories and that nostalgia, it looks like you're thinking about the good parts of what they were, and what the connection was. Again, we're not dissing this person. For some of you, it is an unworthy individuals, but for others, it's just the fact that they just don't fit you anymore. And it seems that once upon a time, the two of you were looking in the same direction, heading in the same direction. I'm getting the feeling from that you wanted the same things. Now, they no longer want the same location, home, family, picture that you do. They no longer have the same goals, or it has been revealed to you that they never did, perhaps. And you still, like I said, feel determined and like you have a stamina in heading toward those goals, even if they're things that the two of you had in mind together once upon a time. Those are still things that you want for yourself, which is why in the eventual outcome, after you have
completely realized this state of mastery and security over your physical realm, with your physical realm, your material reality, your 3D reality, we have you going into this state of almost withdrawal. When we see the Four of Water, the Four of Chalices, it is cups here. No, it's shells, the Four of Shells in the SpirtSong Tarot deck. And it's noted as soul searching and reevaluation. So soul searching and reevaluating whether or not this person is for you, what type of person is for you, whether or not you're ready for a relationship, depending on your specific situation. And I really do feel like the Chariot card showing up on the bottom of the deck is again speaking to the confident, certain, youthful energy that we saw showing up in the first reading. This is you powering through this love situation, regardless of whether it means letting someone go who used to feel like a soulmate, regardless of whether you're shedding, whether or not you're shedding someone who felt like they would always be a part of you, or a version of yourself that you thought you would always identify with, right? Either way, you're not allowing your own identity shifting or your own precious relationships ending, if that's what it means, to stop this forward movement toward the goal that you have in mind, that we were celebrating in the general reading. And you do have the Page of Shells below that, Leo, so it looks like as you move toward that goal, if you don't take a partner with you, if you are unable to take this partner with you, and I think that is the message showing up for most here, and it can't resonate with everybody, but that is the message I wanted to expand on. That's what's showing up for most. It looks like that Page of Shells is saying to me that then there could be another offer right around the corner if you power through this. And I say if, but that's the message coming through, is that you will be, that you are. And it's a matter of, I think what was showing up for you here, keeping in mind to allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, especially at times when you're covered by the Moon card. All is not what it seems. And yes, there's divinity in that distortion because it is leading you somewhere glorious. But when all is not what it seems, when you cannot see in the dark, cannot see your way forward, you look at what you can see. What landmarks can you see? What do you know about this connection? What do you know about this person? What do you know about what you want for your life, and who fits that picture? Whether or not you have someone in it currently, right? What type of person or specific person fits that picture with you? What do you need out of a partner? And if there is someone that you're considering, is maybe specifically for a lot of you, someone from your past, do they fit that picture? Can they be supportive of it? Allow the precise and impartial truth about what they have shown you, about how they feel about you, about how they're going to treat you, about how they feel about the connection themselves, about what they can bring to a relationship with you. Allow that precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, because you can't see all that is right now. You cannot. And you are moving ahead, again, as we said to begin with in the first reading, full speed, confident, youthful energy, full speed ahead, mowing everything down in your path that would stand to stop you. So moving at a very fast pace through a path that is only dimly lit with the moonlight, right? There's much you cannot see, but you know the road ahead, right? You know where you want to go. So it could be a caution, to not speed too quickly, but I don't think it's a caution against mowing anything down that would stop you from meeting this goal. Because you're moving down a dark path in a sense. There you can only see what the moonlight allows you to see. You do need to rely on the divine for help here. And we saw the Star card coming in the near future in your general. They will be there with you. They are there with you. They are helping you down this path. You need to rely on that connection. That's the connection that you need to worry about. That's the connection that you need to lean on right now, Leos, for sure, which means leaning on your intuition and your analytical mind. Again, what do you know is true? So what does that mean can't be true, or can't be for you, or can't be for your highest good, can't be supportive of this journey to mastery, this journey of mastering your financial realm? Because the journey continues. There's mastery here, there's that completion, that leveling up. But then as you continue down this path, you're also going to withdraw, go within, do this soul searching, and victory here is only the beginning. The Chariot card always reminds us that victory is only the beginning. So as you begin to accomplish these goals, and again begin to see this mastery of your finances and resources, etc., that is just the beginning of the journey, which may be why you are resisting the transformation. You know that there's much, much more down the path that requires a version of yourself you have never practiced being before, right? And so it could be easy to lean on exes that are resurfacing during Mercury retrograde rather than the divine, but the divine is the only connection. Your connection with the divine is the only connection that is going to guide you forward where you can't see the path. And again, that means to me leaning on your intuition, listening to your dreams, listening to your subconscious. And your dreams are an amazing way to do that. So let's pull a couple of advice cards. This has gotten much longer than I intended it to, but we haven't been together for a minute, Leo, so that's okay. That was quick. Choice and the Queen of Earth. That's the second time that the Queen of Earth has shown up for us. Now, the choice card is really in regards to your first reading, but I think that it's very fitting that I'm doing these together because they just, as always, they have just, intertwined so much. The choice card is talking about the fact, Leos, that you always have a choice. So that is in regards to that general reading that we did at first. Let me just read a little teeny bit out of the Dreams of Gaia Tarot guidebook. Oh yes, this is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Yes, this is speaking about your free will. You may believe that you have no choice, but that in itself is a choice. You may also exercise your right to allow others to decide for you, but this too is a choice. You may believe that you have too many options and allow this to confuse and cloud your ability to choose. That's another choice. You're free to choose and to allow others to choose for you. You can choose blindly or with care. You can choose to act or to procrastinate. You can make your choices wisely with knowledge and awareness, or make them in ignorance. Whether you choose to believe it or not, you are blessed with free will, the power to act and choose independently and determine your future. And I feel like coming straight after what we just said here in this reading, something else that I should say here is that we have the choice to act in unison with the planet's motions and what they're offering us, or to try to act against them. We have the ability to choose to, as I said, lean on the divine as you move forward down this path that is curious and mysterious and unknown and maybe even a little dark in a dim moonlit state at this point for you, or to disregard divine's help. Now, I'm getting the sense that some of you need to hear that, but if you are here, then surely some part of you is already determined to investigate that connection. Maybe some of you are coming as skeptics and you're uncertain of that connection. Again, I repeat, it's something you're going to find within yourself and in nature, but through meditation, through learning how to hear and trust your own intuition. That is divinity coming through you, coming into and through you, and being filtered through you. Let's just read just a little bit more. Okay, so this is the passage that is going to pertain to that first general reading regarding the choice card that showed up as your advice. In this moment exists an opportunity to create or transform your future. You stand at the crossroads. The past is behind you and the future lies ahead. Now is the time to take control of your life, of those reins which you are. Now is the time to take control of your life and determine the direction you wish to take. Be both mindful of and responsible for the choices you make in the present. Take note of how your relationships, beliefs, and emotional state are influencing you. Your choices define you and have real power. Your choices create your present and future reality, and for good or for ill, will have an impact not only on you, but also on those around you. So that is the advice to keep in mind regarding that first reading. And then we will take a look at the Queen of Earth as well, as that is your advice in regards to this love reading. Both are truly beautiful readings. The other way that we could have looked at this reading, this second love life reading here, Leos, is that some of you, a fewer amount of you, I would say, had lost hope in rekindling something with someone, but Mercury retrograde has brought them back to you recently. It is a good time to rekindle old passions, old passion projects, etc. And maybe that's what you've been doing in general, which didn't show up as part of the first reading. But it's just the case that more often than not, those resurfacing exes and relationships during Mercury retrograde, more often than not, it is not something that can be sustained. But plenty of times, it is the opposite. It is something that if both people are dedicated to the outcome and to one another, it can be a great time to rekindle a love that you thought was lost. So for some of you, you had lost hope, but this person has resurfaced, and you are still at a point where all is not what it seems. You two need to get to know one another again, but we have the determination and the stamina, and we have this mastery over the physical world, which I think in that case is going to make those of you who do want to see things through with this ex just a little apprehensive. Like I said, you need to get to know each other all over again, get to know this new version of one another better. I love that you're determined to see this through, and it reads as though you both are. There's two determination cards showing up, especially if it's a Cancerian, but any sign, like again, we have Piscean, we have Libras, we have all the earth energies here, so I wouldn't ever get too hung up on the signs. It could be a Scorpio energy coming here. We have so many. But I love that determination. It's just that you may be protective over your home, your family, your finances, and rightly so. And so I see you still regressing into a state of not regressing, that's not what I mean, retreating into a state of soul searching, of reevaluating, and it's just, I think for some, a matter of getting to know that person again. And I think you can all see clearly, or a lot of you anyway, why that isn't the strongest message coming through, but it is simultaneously also here on the table. So dual messages there, just to expand on that. This has gotten so long. It's more than 45 minutes. I don't know why I can't do short readings, Leos. I just keep trying. But let's look at the Queen of Earth quickly. The Earth Mother, as she is noted here. This real, kind, and fertile-minded woman, as she is noted here. It suggests that you may want to seek out a motherly role model. Okay? It notes that she is the epitome of kindness. And the advice is that she is handing you is that she is making it known that it is time for you to enjoy the benefits of being a homebody for a while, possibly. And it falls right there in line with that soul searching and reevaluation card, which is where you are headed here. That's beautiful. It lines up beautifully. While you encourage and support others in their desire to better themselves, remember to do so without trying to change them. Okay, so that can very much speak to a partner that you are considering whether or not you can see things through with. And I see someone from your past, but in consideration, or as you're considering whether or not things can move forward with this person, as you're in this period of reevaluation, perhaps still considering them as a romantic partner, you have to keep that in mind, right? If there are things about them, if the precise and impartial truth tells you that there are things about them that do not jive with your reality or the way you love or the way you relationship or parent, etc., etc., then one, if you're a divine masculine, you may be wanting to seek out a motherly role model for your children, but that's just specific for some of you. But others, you just have to know that that is the truth then. That is your clarity then. That's the reality. You cannot change them, right? You can support them. You can encourage them to better themselves, but you can't try to change them. Certainly not a romantic partner. I mean, it's toxic for any relationship. You can't do that with friends or family or anyone, but if you try to do that to a romantic partner, it's just as good as just pushing them away from you, right? But this woman pictured here, this Earth Queen who is giving you this last piece of advice, Leos. Her fertile mind, this guidebook says, her fertile mind and natural wisdom can help you. A little motherly advice may unlock an answer and provide a solution. So I could be pointing you toward a mother figure in your own life who has some advice to offer in the way of this romantic partnership that you're considering, these memories that you're caught up in. Or even just this partner that you're picturing for yourself if there's no one involved with you currently. So that's a good person to seek out. And I think that they're describing here, I think Ravynne Phelan, the author of this guidebook, is actually describing the kind of person that you want to be in a relationship with. Someone... quoting the guidebook again, someone real, authentic, larger than life, abundant, generous, grounded, realistic, but still sees magic everywhere. Someone who spends a great deal of time covered in soil and is not unknown for walking around oblivious to, it says, the leaves and twigs in her hair. And I read that as, oblivious to being too egoic or too concerned with their appearance. Someone who, again, quoting the book, adores creating a warm and inviting home where all are welcome. Someone who likes to cook and clean and garden, or at least, this is my input here, at least, finds a way to enjoy those things, right? Because those are things that you need in your already mastered, beautiful physical environment. So I think I'm just kind of reading to you what your heart already knows it wants. Someone that is that kind, that loving, that grounded, that can really support this environment that you are quickly, swiftly, confidently building for yourself at this time. So, if this person that you're thinking about doesn't embody those qualities, that might be what puts you into this space of reevaluation. This reading may even be what puts you into a space of reevaluating them, Leos. But with that said, after a 55-minute reading, I will leave all of this in your very, very capable hands. If you need a private reading from me, just scroll down to the description box below. You can find all the information and links there, or you can email me at LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. I'm happy to work with you that way as well. Thank you so much to all of you who support Lunartics Tarot with likes, comments, subscribes, messages, emails, shares, orders, and donations. The link for donating is also right down below if you'd like to support the channel that way. Otherwise, I hope that you all make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. And I love you so much, Leos. And I will post another reading for you as soon as I can. Oh, and if you're still curious about the Eclipse season 2019 energy and how it has been and will continue to work to transform you, Leos, if you're still curious about any of the eclipse energy from this month and how it's going to continue to transform you moving forward throughout the next 6 months, throughout the next year, I did a pick a card reading about just that question, asking how that energy will continue to transform us. So I will link that down below in the description for you as well. Bye bye.